Thank you for joining us again tonight. I know I normally like to come to you a little bit more formally, but I'm tired. It's been a long day, and this dealing with this whole AB5 mess is emotionally exhausting. Not just for me, but for all of us who has had our lives turned upside down by people who, quite frankly, don't care anything about us. Their disdain for the average gig worker has been shown repeatedly, time and time again, and that was on full display again today on the floor of the assembly. And so while I didn't go into today expecting, the motion to pass and for AB5 to be suspended while they kind of figure a real solution, it does bring into focus how absolutely disconnected and unethical the current situation in the Capitol is. We have a small group of activists, special interest groups, who have imposed a way of life on hundreds of thousands of people who do not want that way of life. And no matter how many times this has been spoken, no matter how many ways they have been told, they continue to just bust out the same old tired talking points about benefits and being an employee and all these things that, we're not incompetent. If we wanted to be employees somebody where we could be, we chose this lifestyle for a reason. I don't know how many times I have to say it. What some people call benefits, people like us call chains. We don't want to be chained to an employer. We want to be able to change our mind, change our opinions, do what job we want to do on what day. And if it means we sacrifice some security or some money, then so be it. That's our choice to make. People don't get to sit there and say, you care more about me than I do. You don't have a bunch of people who are being paid by unions say they care more about the workers than the workers themselves. We didn't want this mess. This was forced upon us. And this lie that continues to be expressed that the Dynamex decision forced their hand, it did not. Courts interpret laws, they don't write them. They interpreted law. You could have adjusted the law that told their interpretation to take a hike. Quite frankly, any legislative body that lets a court literally write law out of whole cloth has done a disservice to their constituents. This notion that you codify a court decision into law is completely ass backwards. But yet, here we are. And it's even worse than that. Because now the governor is running the state by executive order. Does the Senate and Assembly even exist? Or are they just there to virtue signals and pretend that they're doing something? Does any of them have any courage to stand up to the power structure and say what we're doing is wrong? How we behave is wrong? That the very process we use to create law is wrong? Does anybody have the courage? We can all see it. I don't know. And I'm tired. It's been a long weekend and a long day. And we have people who have destroyed people's lives and they're patting their backs. And it makes me not like being a politician very much. But we can do something about it. We, as the individual people, can say enough. We no longer have to accept that it needs to be this way. We can take back control. We can demand transparency. And when we can see what is wrong, we can fix what is wrong. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And again, for all those impacted by the fires and the smoke, be careful, take care of each other, and help your neighbor. Thank you. Good night. And love everybody.